Alrighty, welcome to the Quantum New Moon ceremony. I'm super excited to delve into this Pisces Gate 55 energy and human design, as well as doing a QFT. And we will also do some water alchemy. So hopefully you have your water. And then we're going to talk, like I said, a little bit of human design and setting new intentions. So and doing it in a way that like quantum communication, like we did in, I think it was our last call or maybe the last new moon, but we're going to do some playing around with that as well. So what for you guys would you love to get out of this call tonight? Michelle, you can go first.
I think this is only my second one, so I don't know really what I'm doing.
Okay.
So coach me a little bit.
Clarity. Let's go with clarity or like kind of curiosity.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And how about you, Liz?
I just enjoy the experience. So I don't know that I have a specific goal.
Enjoyment is the value.
Yes.
Cool. All right. And then mine would be what's the opposite of like procrastination? Like, momentum.
Oh,
that's the word for me.
I was thinking that too,
like
actually.
That. So
like something to like help push me along. Like, yeah. So
cool.
Inspiration.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay. Inspiration as well. All right. So the intention for our call today is clarity, curiosity, momentum, and inspiration. I changed yours from enjoyment to inspiration. So sound good. Awesome. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the water alchemy. Michelle, do you have any questions before we begin?
No.
Okay.
I only have this. Is that okay?
Yep, it'll be fine. Yeah, totally good. You just eventually want to graduate to, what do you call it? Like either ceramic or glass, just because water is literally like a camera. So it like takes a picture of whatever it's in and then amplifies that energy. And so with plastic, we don't necessarily want to be absorbing plastic into our bodies. So
okay.
The thought for you. Okay, hand on, and I am recording. Go ahead, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. In through the nose again, bringing all of your consciousness to the here and now, and releasing through the mouth. In through your nose, feeling grateful for every decision that you've ever made that's led you to this here now moment, and releasing. Anything that doesn't serve you, just letting it go. Bringing your breath back to normal, back to its normal state. In and out. Feeling more and more grounded, more and more at peace, more and more calm. And I want you to imagine now an iridescent white light from above, directly from source, unconditionally loving you, allowing yourself to absorb the energy of the universe, wisdom, confidence, creation, in through your head, cleansing all of your mind, washing all throughout your body, going down through your throat, into your chest, this iridescent white light of pure consciousness and awareness entering every cell of your being as it travels down into your stomach, into your pelvis and legs, into your feet, and now out the soles of your feet, connecting you to Mother Gaia, to Earth itself. Having a remembrance now of unconditional love just for you. Only always held and supported. Connecting now to the crystalline grid of fellow lightworkers. Lightworkers being those who are doing the work to uplift humanity through the vibration of healing, love, and light. Now bringing up that pure unconditional love through the soles of your feet, into your legs, traveling back upwards now to your pelvis, your stomach, your ribs, and merging now into your heart center. Universe above, earth below, and so within the heart. This love and gratitude for you expands now. And it travels up through your arms, out the back of your chest, through your back, up and down your spine, allowing it to heal you now, cleanse you now, and washing through your arms, into your hands, and directly into your water. We're going to go ahead and state our intention for today's call. And so I'll have you repeat after me. I invoke my I am presence. And I create clarity, curiosity, momentum, and inspiration for everyone involved. Breathing that truth in, and breathing out, and so it is. And as you drink your water, I'll drink mine, and we'll allow it to wash all over our body as well as our energy bodies. Cheers. Clarity tastes sweet. All right, awesome. Okay, so now we're going to move into the QFT. And just to answer what a QFT is, quantum field trip, it's a mini version of a quantum hypnosis session, which is about going into the multidimensional layer, i.e. a theta state in your mind, where we essentially gather any answers that we seek or wisdom that may be something that you desire. So just kind of getting more clear right now of what question you might have. Just thinking about something that's been ruminating, whether it's for your emotional well-being, your mental, especially with the Pisces new moon, we're really connecting to that intuition, to the dreams. What is your dream right now? If you could have your dream fulfilled today, what would it be? So going into this with that intention, okay? Cool. All right.
Can I share something real quick?
Yes, please.
As we were about to drink water, I got this really warm sensation on my hand. Like, it was really weird. It was just like, there was no peace.
That's
my
cool.
hand was right here. So I was like, that's cool. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Channeling the energy that we just, because we
connected.
So.
Like, it was literally going from my hand into the water. Like, I could feel it.
Yep. That's cool.
I had a session, a hypnosis session, like what you're talking about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was during the COVID shutdown. So 3 years ago, huh? It's been 3 years already, huh?
I'm like 3 years. Wow. It's weird.
And she could never bring me into past lives. I don't know if it's because I don't believe in it. I do believe, I'm Mormon, so I believe in a pre-existence before we left.
Yeah.
I believe that before we came to the earth that we were guardian angels for people, and sometimes we absorb the energy of whatever they're going through at that time.
Yeah. And so regarding that is technically a past life. It is a life that has come and gone that is no longer. therefore it is in the past. So I was raised LDS. And so what I've learned in my journey with being Mormon in the past and now being where I'm at is that we speak the same language. We just use different terminology for the same meaning, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
you are saying premortal. Premortal is a past life because it was before. Like it. So
Right.
just offering that as like a way to kind of see that we're saying the same thing. And also as a quantum hypnosis practitioner, I always guide my clients to never go in with any expectations. Like, I don't ever set them up to believe that they should be having a past life experience or anything like that. My intention, what we do is we just set up a values-based intention, and then what shows up, shows up. And it could be the premortal. It could be a future experience. It could be anything. Like, I've had a lot come up before. So maybe considering having one with me so that way you can have a different experience. That I've had a lot of different belief systems of people who come through, and people, no matter what, that it doesn't matter what the belief system, they believe in a higher power. That's one thing that I've noticed, as well as a version of themselves that's like their highest version, so to speak. And I call that our future ascended master selves. But in terminology, as far as like the LDS or more religious, it's like our Holy Ghost, our higher spirit, right? Like we have all of those.
Yeah.
So anywho, thank you for sharing. Okay, so we're going to move forward. I'll have you guys place your hand on your heart. We're going to do a mind and heart coherence and move into it. Okay, close your eyes. Just placing your right hand on your heart, and we're going to just breathe deeply together. Deeply in and deeply out. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I will do the same. Just breathe in and breathe out. Feeling your chest expand and your hand move up and down with your breath. And feel yourself relaxing, letting go, letting any cares of the day just fade away. Breathe. And now, if you will, I want you to imagine that your heart itself is breathing that air in and out. And imagine that your heart is breathing and then moving that air throughout your body. And we are bringing the heart and mind into coherence as we do this. And just breathe. Each breath in and out of your heart connects you completely with Source, with your original life force energy. Each breath in and out reminds us that our deepest connection with Source and our own greatest wisdom resides within the realm of the heart space. In and out. In and out. Your heart knows. My heart also knows. In and out. And we are aligning our energies and our hearts and our minds. Each breath in and out of your heart connects you completely with Source. And now you may place your hands in any position in which they are comfortable. And just relax. And we will begin. Just following my voice as we gather here, now, in this safe and sacred space. I ask that only the highest and most divine original source energy expressions and beings be allowed to participate. I invite all of our guides, angels, cosmic, and soul family, all of our higher selves, and all of us from the future as ascended masters to join us today. And now that we are surrounded by all of our combined teams, we ask that our and that their energy amplify and broadcast our intention for today's QFC across all realms of multi-dimensional reality to support us. And we ask for the most benevolent outcome for all. When you are connected in this way to only the highest and most divine original source beings, you know that you are safe and that you are protected in every way. And being surrounded by these beings and infused with the light of source itself, you begin to feel maybe a warmth of a vibration or just a sense of deep knowingness that you can access any wisdom you seek. With each breath, this truth vibrates deeper within your body, within your bones, and your blood, and your cells. And at the same time, this connection expands your consciousness and expands your awareness. And as your awareness expands, you find it easy to just let go of all expectations about what might be in store for your journey. You find it easy to release the idea of anything at all needing to be in any certain way. And you find that that is a very nice feeling indeed. Just follow my voice. I'll be right here all the while. So imagine now that you are sitting outside in an open landscape, in a space not quite here, yet not quite there. Familiar in the deepest sense, familiar to your very essence of being. In this space, there is truth, and there is peace, and quiet, and stillness, and isness itself, presence. You simply are, you are, you are. Nothing here holding you down. Nothing here holding you back. Nothing here keeping you from where you need to go. Your day has come. Your time has come. Your time is here. Your time is now. Begin walking now in this open space. And see before you a green field of grass, and blue skies, and white puffy clouds, and the sun illuminating, warm but not too hot, with a gentle breeze. You hear the birds chirping in the distance, bees buzzing from flower to flower. You may see some animals wandering, and off to the right you see a grove of trees. Go ahead now and head towards those trees. You feel so safe, so calm, and so at home. As you enter the grove, you notice that in the center there is a pond of light. The pond of light is very warm, very welcoming, invites you to play, have fun, experience your curiosity. Go ahead and jump into the water now or gently step into it, whichever feels most aligned. And as you do, just feel any stresses, any worries, anything anchoring you down or feels misaligned, washing away in the water, being transmuted into the light. As you float on the surface of the water, a being comes forward now, a being of light, just for you. Could be a Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Father, Christ, whatever your source is. Maybe it's nothing in particular, and it's just a warm feeling of light coming to you now. This being touches your forehead. And in this moment, you receive the answers to your questions. What if your dream were to come true today? What would it be? How did you get there? What did you do to align with that reality? You may receive the answers in the form of words, feelings, images, or symbols. Go ahead and take a moment to receive that information now. I'll just be quiet. Okay. Just take another moment to gather the information of fulfilling your dreams or using the power of the water combined with your divine source and your own intuitive gifts to become aware of what you've done to align to your dreams becoming true reality. Okay, we'll spend another moment. Go ahead and say your thank yous, express your farewells to this being that has come forward with your much needed information. Express gratitude and love for their presence and that you can call upon them at any time. Just ask and they will come forward. You can even just envision the pond if you can't seem to connect. The pond is there to clear any obstacles or blocks or energy blocks in your body so you can become a clearer channel of communication with your divine source through your own divinity. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring your light body back into your physical body now. Feeling the expansion of your heart and gratitude for everyone who assisted you on this QFT today. Little quantum field trip. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself to doing some stretching, opening your eyes, and there we go. Okay. Alrighty. So, welcome, Sonia. You made it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, I had another meeting, so I was double booked and went over, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
You made it. It's lovely to have you here. We just did the QFT, as you could tell. And so you'll have to watch the replay to
Yes.
but,
Yes.
yeah. So I'll have Lucy. Do you want to share like your main insight or what you got and who came forward for you?
Sure. I didn't really know who it was. It was just like a person.
Yeah.
I saw the light and then it was just like, it was a man.
Okay. What did the man feel like? What was the energy though? Like that's the main point. Peace, love, calm, angry, aggressive, which isn't a thing in that space, by the way.
It was just like a helpful, like, here you go. Like nothing like in specific. I got pictures this time, which is interesting. I got, well, in a word, I got my word of the year, which is abundance. That came again.
Cool.
And then I saw a bicycle.
Okay.
which I think is really interesting because I did a session with I don't remember what it was, but there was something and we were supposed to, whatever came to mind, and it was a bicycle that time too. So I don't know where this bicycle is coming from. Just like random bicycle is this is simple. I don't know. I don't know what it means. And then I saw an
Interesting.
owl and
Okay.
then some money.
And money.
You should look up
Yeah.
bicycle, the meaning of it.
Yeah, I feel like there's
so I
really
look
meaning
now
behind it.
as yeah, so it's a symbol of progress, of renewal, of promising times ahead. So it's
Ooh.
and where it's paired with abundance, I mean it's essentially promising times of abundance ahead. So it's like you're on the path. I also got told without looking it up was getting resourced. So like when we don't have a car, right? What can we use? We can use our own legs and either walk or we can bike, right? And so this is about getting resourced as you progress forward. Yeah. And owls represent wisdom, you know, and they're nocturnal, so they're also the night hunters. And so, you know, you may need to do things not at night. That's not what it's saying. It's more like do things that other people aren't doing typically on the surface. It's like going below the surface is what I'm getting told for the wisdom. So,
Okay.
and as a
what is oh, sorry.
yeah, go for it.
You kept talking about like seeing sun and the sunlight and stuff, but I had this little like dark patch in the sky, which is interesting
okay.
since like there was an owl that showed up. So I was like, at first I was like, am I supposed to be concerned with it? Like, why was there a dark patch? I couldn't get rid of it. But if there was an owl, I guess that was where the owl came from. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, and to think of like the dark patch, it's all about balance, right? Like with our sun or with our sun, we come I'm sorry, I'm having problems speaking right now. With the sun comes the moon. There we go. With the light comes the dark. So it's almost like you had balance in there, right? And then the other thing about owls is they represent transformation and change, and they're very intuitive. And so it makes sense. Like in your journey of abundance, you're having transformation, you're letting go of old ways, you know, and you're going to do things differently. Non-conventionally is what I'm getting as well. And you're on the path. So yay for you. I love it. All right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right, Michelle, do you want to share? And you don't have to. Oh, you're muted, hun. Yeah.
Hello?
Thank you. There you go.
Oh, maybe it's a good thing I was, because I was releasing a lot. I was doing a lot of yawning.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I pictured all three of, you know, Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Father, and Jesus Christ. And they all put their hands on me. But I used to live in Yosemite National Park, so that's what I was visualizing. And I was by the Merced River, and I walked through the forest, and then I saw the white light and all that. And the animal that came to me was a deer.
I saw the deer too.
And then so I've been having problems with my teenage daughter.
Okay.
And I've been trying to pray about it. So I was getting ideas basically on what to do with her.
Fun fact, the deer represent devotion and of God taking care of his children. So what I'm getting for you, I just want to also say, I normally don't directly just be like God or Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, or Jesus Christ. I usually like try and stay specific so that way everybody is included. But this time it was like it just came through. And so I was like, oh, okay. Like it serves everybody in some way. So I think it's really cool that you were able to see that. But with deer, taking care of your children, I'm being told like You're simply the fiduciary of your children. We are all just the fiduciaries of our children, meaning they're like on loan to us. And we're really like, yeah, we're really just witnessing their experience. We're not having their experience. We're just there to witness it and support them as they go through their stuff. So there are soul contracts that each of us had before we got here that we agreed, like, I'm going to have this happen. But I have to clarify that. I believe that we have soul contracts that was like, I want to experience more, I want to learn self-love, or I want to learn acceptance or trust. And then in this
Yeah, I
lifetime,
believe that.
we've
I
been given,
believe that. I believe we totally signed up for what we're going through right now.
yeah, not in the way of like, oh, we signed up to be punished. It's more like we have agreements that we're like, I'm going to have certain people show up that are going to teach me how to love more, who are going to teach me how to trust more. And so maybe for her, with yourself, like a little more surrender, a little more going, okay, wait, if I'm simply the caretaker of this child and they're my ownership over them, I'm just like a support guide. How would I want to be held and supported through this if I were going through this? And that's been what just came through as far as the deer goes. Like, we're just the fiduciary of their well-being. So, like, my goal as a mom is that my children are happy, healthy, supportive, contributing members of society, that they are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually healthy, right? And that their minds are well. So, but I'm not in charge of what happens. Like, they have their own choices to make. And I'm just here to be like, okay, I'm here to witness you. Maybe go left instead of right, because right seems like hell, but okay. Right? Like,
I know, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I've got 4 teenagers right now and 3 other kiddos. And what I'm specifically learning with my teens is a lot of that. The more heavy-handed I get, the less they listen. But the lighter my hand is, the less I'm like trying to steer the damn car that they want to steer, the more they actually listen to me. The more I'm like, oh, I'm simply the passenger in your car. And that's been huge. And I know that's really difficult, especially if they're making unwise decisions. And I do the quote marks because, again, that's our perception about what's wise or unwise. They have
Yeah,
agreements.
I got really upset that she got back with this guy that
Yeah.
dumped her to be with somebody else. And then when that girl found out about Kylie, she dumped him. And now so I said something I probably shouldn't have said, but I said, oh, second best is better than nothing. I guess he treats you fair enough.
Oh, yep. But that was a little savage. But also, who's to say that's not part of your like agreement with her, that that's how you'll show up? I don't know. I'm not one to judge. But you have to decide, like,
Well, I was just trying to give her something to think about. She was quiet for about 5 minutes and then she went on. Because if you tell her what to do, she's like me and she'll go straight head on into what you don't want her to do.
Yeah. It's that don't drive their car for them. They have to drive for themselves type of thing. But you just have to decide, like, even those comments, like, it's almost like it's like a backseat driver. Nobody wants to be driving with a passenger who's like a backseat driver making comments, right? Like, at least I don't. I like when I've had that, I'm like, could you just quit? Like, so it doesn't build the trust. So if you're wanting to build trust with her more, or whatever your alignment is, I would say just do double checks on the comments, because ultimately your heart is wanting to support her. At least that's what I feel from you. And she may not have felt supported in that way. I don't know.
I was just upset because this is like the 3rd time he's broken up and got back with her, and he's been seeing that girl the whole time. And Kylie is screwing up in school, and this kid has a baseball scholarship to a good university. And I keep telling her, I said, you better level up or you're going to vibrate out of this guy's life. She won't, she won't listen though.
Yeah. And so she won't listen because there's like, at least what I'm getting is like a lack of trust in what you're saying. So to build the bridge of trust, just being that soft place to land. Because I get where you're coming from. You want to really, you see a child like literally going off a bridge that has a drop off, and all you want to do is press the damn brake. And then they're like, I don't mind going this way. I'm fine. I have a parachute on my car. And you're like, no, you don't. I get it. But also you ultimately want to be that soft place because that's where your heart is at least wanting to be. She's not be able to receive you that way though, because the harsh comments, right? Like, does that make sense? So, and I'm not judging. Promise you I'm not. I've had my own comments that I've made as a mom, but I've also learned like, wait a minute, where do I really want to be aligned? So, which is my children.
And you have experience too. You know, as us being older, we've all been through our own kind of bullshit and realizing like, oh yeah, not seeing all of that stuff. So you see it a lot clearer than she does.
Yep.
So a lot of times too, it's just like when we keep going back to somebody who treats us shitty, it's like that's another conversation of, you know, self-worth.
Yeah.
And what if she feel like she deserves value?
Yeah, I've already tried to have the discussion with her that your subconscious brain, you know, tracks what it thinks it deserves, and trying to get her to change her mindset. I've tried so much with her.
So instead of trying, maybe come from a different approach of understanding where she's coming from. How is she viewing all this? So then once you understand where she's looking at and how she's viewing it, maybe you might be able to point out a couple of things from that. But I just having that conversation of understanding her point of view and what she's seeing, because we all have blind spots too, and love is blind, and on top of it too, being teenagers, like we're dumb as fuck during that time. Excuse my French. But there's like no children on here. But
yeah, he's like razor sharp. Yeah, he's razor. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. He's just passing the time by to get himself some, you know what, until he goes off to the university is basically. And I'm not mad at him, and I'm not mad at her. I am just disappointed that she's letting that happen to herself.
I'd just be sad too, because I'd be more just, you know, giving. My thought is like grace and prayer.
Yeah.
With
I mean, this kid looks like John Bon Jovi's son too, and he's got muscles, and he's the pitcher for the team, and he's going to Dean University to pitch for them, and he pitches.
So with him, she probably feels significance because, like, oh, he's this hot looking guy, and oh, he's with me, so she's getting significance from that relationship, even though he's treating her as a piece of tissue.
Booty.
So in your knowledge and wisdom, one thing that you could do is do more question asking. So what does support look like to you is one that I would ask. I know that you're going through this. So
I did ask her the other day, I'm sorry. I did ask her the other day what she needed from me as a parent.
That's huge. That's huge. That's a big deal. Yeah. So
what'd she say?
What her needs are.
Yeah, she just told me basically what she needed. And so I've been doing those things, but she didn't really expound on the relationship she's having with Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe she doesn't feel like she needs support in that.
Yeah.
Or maybe she feels like
she's getting support from everybody that agrees with everything she's doing.
Yeah.
She's going to them instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't see issue with it.
Because it makes her feel validated. It's validating her. She wants validated. You're not validating her.
No, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that's what she needs right now is validation.
So maybe
she's
that's
not
what you
able to
could
validate
offer is a little bit of validation. Is like, I get where you're at. I've been there. I've walked those shoes and I'm here for you. I'm here to walk with you as you go. I don't know that I would make the same choices that you're making, but I'm also not judging you for them. Like, I'm here to love you through it. But like validate.
The other,
Sorry.
I said the other thing
Yeah.
too is tell her a story of what you've gone through when you were her age, or because I'm sure it's probably might be rubbing you a little raw. I don't know. I don't know you well enough, but sometimes it rubs us raw because we've made those
Yeah.
mistakes and we don't want our children to go through our mistakes. So we're trying to help. So, I mean, you could let her know, like, hey, this is so hard for me to deal with because I've been there and I've done that. I didn't want you to have to go through that lesson in life. It's a really hard one to realize and go through. And I'm trying to do the best I can here. And that's why I'm being a bit more abrasive with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that too. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Tried everything.
Maybe-
I've tried to be supportive. When she started having sex with the character, I told her, I said, you know what? I don't want you on the pill. I don't want you to have to remember something every day. I want you to be on Norplan or something that's going to work all the time. And he's really responsible because she'll tell me about their sex life and everything. So if she was not with him, she'd probably be pregnant because he's that responsible. He's not going to screw up in any sort of way
because he's got he's got his scholarship.
What we see is like a difficulty is kind of a blessing, honestly. The silver lining is he's creating this, like you just said, you see the potential that she could have been pregnant if she were with anybody else. Thank goodness she's with him. It's not ideal, but also if you have the belief that she could end up being pregnant right now, like thank goodness, she's is with somebody level-headed.
His parents are nurses, so I think when kids get started, they don't stop. So they're just like, okay, this is what you need to do, and they've coached him. So, and he does exactly what his parents have taught him to do. So he's not going to get anybody pregnant.
Wise decision. Okay, so I'm going to move on to what I saw. You guys want to hear? It's really cool. I saw the pi symbol. So that represents codes. I've been working with the Anahata codes, the numbers. That's what that came through as. And then I saw a treble, so music note. And I'm getting told like more music in my life to build up that momentum. And then there's a 4 steps that this is answering a question, and it'll serve all of us, of how to essentially live with somebody who's making different choices than us, or ones that we wouldn't want to be making ourselves, and we want better for them. So really this serves what you need, Michelle. Number 1, our own ego death. So what that means is surrendering, letting go of control. And in order to let go of control, we have to go, okay, this is not mine. This is your journey. The second step is seeing the truth of the situation and seeing the truth of everybody involved. So like, I see you and I see me, and what are the facts? So I think I mentioned on the last call about opinions being projected as facts, and that is the root of our suffering, right? And so seeing the truth in somebody means that you ask yourself, you just take a quick moment and go, wait a minute, is this fact? Or is this me projecting an opinion as fact? So it's like this kiddo, Troy, right? An opinion is that he's using your daughter for sex. Let's go with that one. That was one of the statements. That is an opinion being projected as fact. We don't actually know if that's fact. If we just look at the situation, it's just 2 people who perceive themselves, at least one of them, your daughter, in love, and they are having sex. That's just as simple as that. Anything outside of that is an opinion. And so then when you start projecting those as facts, we lose sight of the truth. So then number 3 is non-judgment. Really just not judging anything. Like there is no such thing as right or wrong. There just isness itself, right? And then lastly, the embodiment of unconditional love. So how do we embody unconditional love? We accept people for where they're at and who they are. And then we allow ourselves to love ourselves and the part of us that got triggered. Like basically for you, the part of you that could have been triggered is the one that feels like you didn't make wise decisions in your life. Or maybe you've been rejected or used in relationships in the past. So that's really what is being mirrored. And instead of like hating it away or judging it away or being upset with it or frustrated with that part of you, loving and going, okay, wait a minute. Oh, hi, shadow self. I'm over the fact that I'm not, my daughter's making a similar choice that I've gone through. What was that?
Yeah, I'm in counseling for parenting out of fear.
Mm. Beautiful. So yeah, these 4 steps will be supportive. And so ego death, truth, non-judgment, and unconditional love. And that is how you live with somebody who is making different choices than you personally would make yourself. I also call that how to live as a 5D being in a 3D world. So either way you word it, it's the same meaning. It's like what we were talking about at the beginning, Michelle, that we're saying different languaging, but we're having the same root meaning. So yeah, that's what also came through. I saw the same thing as far as the deer goes. And then yeah, Heavenly Mother came through for me. And dragons. So I play with my dragons, but I haven't been doing it daily, and I wrote down daily. So I'm excited to like, okay, I hear you. I'm gonna play with you more, like, because that creates that momentum for me. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Because I want to move into the human design before we bounce out. Any other thoughts or questions? Sonia, do you want to share anything? I know you weren't on the beginning part, but what are you creating for the month ahead? Like, what's your intention?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Do it.
That's
Okay.
my intention, to work on the monthly intention. There we go. Bam.
I love you. My intention is to work on your intention. Okay, cool.
I'm literally writing that down as a note too. So.
I know you are. All right. Let's move into the human design realm now and the astrology aspect. Like I've talked about in the Pisces, we are also, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is, he's in charge of, I mean, the unseen, the idealism, the romance, sacrifice, chaos, dreams and fantasies, imagination, spiritual journey, dissolving boundaries, bringing selflessness. So and Pisces is all about that envisioning of your dreams coming true, of your desires coming true. And right now, as you've seen, if you've been watching the Facebook group, we're in gate 55, faith. And so in order for any manifestation or reality that we desire to come forward, we have to have the platform of faith to stand on. We literally cannot have confidence without faith. We cannot have trust without faith. We can't have belief in something without faith. It's literally like the foundation on which everything else. Now, faith, people perceive as like a religious thing. It's really not. It doesn't have to be faith in like, yeah, a God or anything. It's more faith that your reality, it's essentially hope as well, that is possible and in the realm of possibilities. So currently the challenge that we face right now, at least until the 25th, is it? So Saturday, is to learn to trust our source, to know that you are fully supported. To master the art of emotional alignment as your most creative power. So I'll repeat that part. To master the art of emotional alignment as your most creative power. So an example of that is if you are emotionally misaligned or off, so to speak, or frustrated, it's not that you get to just like ignore the feelings and try and make them go away or fix them or heal them. In fact, it's as simple as just feeling. And it literally can take you 30 to 60 seconds to do this process. So if you have some sort of lower vibration, we'll call it feeling or emotion, the more you can emotionally align yourself to what you desire by going, okay, hold on. I'm feeling frustrated. Step one, hand on heart. And actually it's hand on thymus. This is this is where your thymus is. And you can tap it, you can rub it, pound it gently. Either way, it's the thymus gland is there as the happiness spot. It's literally what's going to create some more happiness automatically. Just doing that, you will feel a sense of calm, sense of peace, sense of joy, sense of play. Yeah, exactly. It's like instant. And so putting your hand there and then asking yourself, okay, wait a minute, what am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling frustrated. Where in my body is the frustration? Oh, it's in my stomach or it's in my back, wherever it is. Then go to that point and then ask that part of your body, what am I experiencing? It could be tightness. So you're basically going to explore the sensation of that frustration or whatever it is. And saying, hey, okay, it feels tight. It feels heavy. It feels like weighted down. And sometimes if you don't have the words, it's okay. Don't get stuck in perfectionism. The point is to just take 30 seconds to really feel your shiz and stop ignoring it, right? And then just breathing and saying, I trust. I trust that I am loved. I trust that I am safe. I trust that I am fully supported. Beautiful. And then allowing yourself to surrender the ego, right? So that's when you now would insert the 4 steps, which is ego death, truth, non-judgment, and embodiment of unconditional love. All right. So the optimal expression for gate 55 is the ability to hold the emotional frequency of energy and the vision for your creation. So it's basically quantum. It's playing in the quantum. In order for you to get that which you desire, you have to hold the vision, see it, and then feel it and blend that together. Does that make sense? Yeah. To trust in sufficiency so deeply that you're able to create without limitation. So I will tell you, so I was actually on a call earlier today talking actually about this kind of specific thing. Didn't realize it was part of tonight's call. That's cool. But I was just talking about how essentially I was like, oh yeah, I took a look at something and then it messed up my creation. Like I wasn't able to create like I wanted to. And so what I realized was, okay, I'm in this energy of lack. So how am I going to create? Creation comes from a place of abundance, of overflow. And so then I was like, oh, okay, how do I create more abundance then? Oh, by getting resourced, by getting myself into alignment with that creation energy of abundance. Okay. So the imbalanced expression. Do we have any questions before I move on to the next part? No. Okay. Shall you do? Can you type them in the comments? I'll have you type them in the comments. And then if you guys have comments or anything, type them in because I just noticed the time. So, and then I'll answer them at the end. So the imbalanced or unbalanced expression is indecisiveness, fear and lack, hoarding, keeping from others, fighting to take more than your share, not trusting source, and drawing on will to create. Hold on, let me not trusting source, and then drawing on your will to create, meaning you're forcing it, you're pushing, you're not, especially as women or in the feminine, we're here to really receive. Like, yes, we have to have the masculine structure. Yes, we have some actions to do, but for the most part, we could literally sleep and take a bath, like a nice warm bath, and just intentionally be like, yes, I receive, I receive, I receive. And it would open us up even more than any actions that we could do. It's not to say that actions aren't necessary. It's just, it doesn't have to be our like primary. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, cool. What else? Hold on. I wanted to say something else. Where is it? I posted as well a few ways that we can actually harness the new moon right now. Putting your feet in water, but not just like putting your feet in water. You're doing it with the intention of envisioning the light of your intention, what you're wanting to create, of being amplified into the world. So for you, Lucy, you're not just seeing abundance for you. When you put your feet in the water, you're going to see the abundance for the world, for every person on the planet. Like, doesn't mean you're responsible for creating their abundance. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that simply you're overflowing so much abundance that you just see everybody succeeding, that you see Sonia achieving her dreams. You see Michelle having this beautiful relationship with her daughter. You see me flourishing in whatever way that you see. You can make up stories. It doesn't matter. The point is that you're envisioning the abundance. So for you, Sonia, the other day, oh, that's cool. So for you, Sonia, what's your word that what's your word for this year? I forgot.
Wisdom.
Yeah. So yours would be, you would be envisioning wisdom for everybody. Like just watching everyone exuding this like exceptional level of wisdom, and that they can make their decision with so much confidence because they're coming from a place of like internal authority. Sonia,
Maybe it was really Sonia. And you're wearing black, and you wear black a lot. Maybe you were the dark cloud in the sky, like, hey, and it wasn't actually scary.
maybe
We never know.
Crazy. Like that's when you came on the call. I didn't realize you were here, and I was like, "Well, shit, maybe that was Sonia."
Oh,
that would be so cool. When did you join? Did you join when we were talking with this guy?
well, I joined right at the end.
Never mind. That would have been so cool.
Or maybe you felt me coming. But no, but the whole thing is, even though I wasn't joined in all the way, I was about to join in, so I had you guys up. I just wasn't in, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, it does. Your energy flew in.
That's so cool.
That's fine.
We're connected, Lucy. Ha ha.
Oh, and then the intention for us this month, you guys, is my intention for the month ahead is to create clarity, curiosity, momentum, and inspiration for everyone involved. So again, for you, Michelle, what's your word for the year? Oh, you're muted. Hold on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. It keeps shutting off on spontaneously. This year I decided that my word was going to be forgiveness, letting go and forgiving.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're going to see everybody
getting tested.
What?
That's why she's getting tested. That's her word, forgiveness. Look what you're
Yeah.
going through with your daughter right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sorry.
When you do this exercise with the water, and the reason you guys were using water is because Pisces is a water sign. So you're putting your feet in and just envisioning everybody on the planet experiencing forgiveness. And what comes with forgiveness is like really unconditional love and acceptance, and just breathing that in. Powerful. And knowing, you guys, also remembering that water is like a camera. meaning it will take a picture of whatever you are pouring into it or whatever container it's in, and then it will amplify that. So if you are pouring into it forgiveness, you are amplifying that outwards. Okay. Another way that we can harness this new moon is by setting that intention. And then number 3 is take a soulfully cleansing bath. So I'm really excited for this one. This isn't just taking a bath, but it's like soul cleansing, meaning you're making it a sacred experience for your, not only your body, so that could include some magnesium, some Epsom salt, that could include what do you call it, bubble bath, like whatever feels most aligned. Maybe you light some candles, put some rose petals, like you're really preparing it for the queen, the sovereign that you are. And then music even, and having communication with the bath water. So that sounds really weird, but again, water, we are made up of 80 something percent of water. So it's not that weird because we're all just walking water. Like, so, and we talk all the time. So really it's just communicating with the water is, again, making it a sacred journey of, you know how in the Q of T, we laid in the pond of light, maybe envisioning the soulful cleansing bath as that pond of light, and bringing it into your 3D experience and allowing your higher source, or for you, it was that supportive, Lucy, he felt neutral and supportive. That's what I felt from him, your guide that came in. So calling upon him, or anybody, it doesn't have to be him again, but calling upon that source in that moment to, I'm gonna mute you again. To cleanse and purify your body in the real 3D, not just in a 5D QFT session, but like in reality. Okay. And then I would highly, highly recommend having a dream journal or having your phone. I actually don't recommend the phone nearby. I've been having my phone in the other room, but having a dream journal to write down your dreams, because Neptune and Pisces is in charge of dreams. So they will be delivering very strong messages and answers for us. So in fact, you could go to bed, write down a question that's been heavy on your heart, not even heavy, just been on your mind, that you're like, what do I do for selling the next house? Or what's my next step in my relationship? You could write that down and then go to sleep with that next to you. And then make sure the next morning, the first thing you do is grab the book and pen and write. And the reason why it has to be quick is because for about 30 seconds to a minute after you initially wake up is when you are in the in-between state still. And that's where the information of like your subconscious is able to come through easier. And if you already have your pen moving, it will still come. And you'll know when you switch back into like this level of consciousness, because you'll be like, shit, what happened again in that part of the dream? And so don't get stuck on the exactness of the dream, more of the message of the dream. Okay. So I'll tell you, literally, yeah, it was all of last week. I had very vivid dreams and I was like, what the hell? And I thought they were real. I was like, that was a trip. And one of them was like a nightmare. So it was terrible. And I was like, what the hell is the meaning of this? And then I was like, oh shit, we're in Pisces. That's why. Like and if you're open to your dreams, they will come in with more messages. Because some people don't remember their dreams. It can be difficult. So this is a way to create that ease, going to bed with that dream journal kind of already asking a question. All right. Number 5, do a digital detox day to enhance your intuitive abilities. So Pisces is very, very intuitive. So if you want to enhance your intuitive abilities, do a detox day. Do it on Sunday. I don't know why. I'm not saying that for real, but I like to do it on Sunday. And I like to have the whole family do it, just because really, like my son came in yesterday and our energy was like mad low. It was like crazy how low it was. And I was like, Laren, can you drive me? Because my energy just dropped to like 0. And he goes, no, I can't, because my energy is at a 0. And I'm like, what? Why? And he goes, I don't think we're getting sun right now. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been out in the sun for a few hours. And so I was like, all right, yeah, so it was because we were both on our phones. And mine was obviously work, but I still had to have that like pull away. So I left my phone and him and I go for a drive and had the sunroof open, the windows down. I mean, it was glorious. And I went from a 0 to like a 6 in 10 minutes because I detoxed for that short of a time. So imagine a whole day of just like really intentionally detoxing digitally. And number 6, draw, doodle, or create some sort of art journal. Like just allow yourself to express creativity through whatever your intuition is guiding you with. Cool.
Something I wanted to add on to the
Yeah.
detox part of things is going into nature if possible.
Yes, 100%. Please do, if possible, because people are freezing in cold areas right now. And I'm not envious of that at all. I'm like, I love you. I'm sending you lots of sun. So, yeah. Anyhow. All right.
I love you. You chose to live there.
Yes, I do say that. I'm like, why? No, don't choose that. No more. If you don't love it. If you love it, stay. It's all good. All right. So
I
here's
choose to stay near my family, not near the weather. That's
Yeah.
the issue. My family chose
Yeah.
here, not me.
Yeah, no, I I can't do it. Anywho, contemplation. So these are things to contemplate. And these are in the Facebook group. If you look at the featured post, the next 4 or 5 days of questions that you get to like journal on, whatever you want to do, or just think about, are in there. But I'll read them for our call tonight. Do I trust that I'm fully supported? What do I need to do to deepen that trust? How can I align myself with abundant emotional energy? So that part is really getting attuned to what you want to be vibrating at, what you want your energy to feel like. You know, people say, oh, I feel the spirit, or I feel happy, or I feel free. It's like, that's an energy. That's an experience of you matching your frequency with something. And so like the other day, a friend of mine was struggling with something and they were doing their processing in a way that didn't align with what I would do. And that was fine. And I hung out with them for like 2 minutes. And then I was like, ugh, I do not like this energy or this vibration. How can I guess, like align myself with abundant emotional energy rather than the scarcity that was happening? And so I just was like, I love you where you're at, and I'm here if you need me, but I'm going to go inside now. And I went inside and I literally like deep cleaned my bathtub and cleaned underneath my bathroom sink. And was like, that is alignment to abundant emotional energy to me. And whatever it is for you. Sonia, what was that? Yeah.
So it's got this little vision part of it's like, oh, just shake it off, you know,
Yes.
like somebody,
Yeah.
because like you just get that energy and you just want to get rid of it. Just like, all right, just like, because you're getting your whole body into play and just like,
Yes, thank you
let's
for
be
that.
gone.
And
Take away.
yes, exactly. And that is a great, simple way. That took you 0.2 seconds. Like, I swear you did it like so fast, but you aligned yourself with emotional, abundant energy rather than staying stuck, right? And so getting that movement going and the silliness and the play. So thank you for sharing that. All right. What practices or shifts do I need to make in my life to live and create in a more aligned way? So basically, this is getting conscious of where you're not aligned to what you say you truly want. What words, what actions, what deeds are you doing that aren't actually what you want to be aligned to? All right, do I surround myself with beauty? That could be nature, that could be inside. How's your home look? Is it scattered? Is it chaotic? Is it really a reflection of beauty? How can I deepen my experience of beauty in my life? And I would, number one, nature. Like nature is my church. I'm like, I will go be in God's creation, like, and just, you know, or, you know, my source's creation, and just feet on earth, connecting to Mother Gaia and just being like, I am loved. I am seriously loved because you have not cracked below me. Granted, there are people who have had earthquakes, but for me, it has not happened. So it is true for me. Anyway, what do I have faith in now? What old gods of limitation do I need to stop worshiping? That's a big one. I'll repeat that. What old gods of limitation do I need to stop worshiping? So what that means is essentially, what fear are you feeding? Each fear is its own god, because God is like something you worship. It's something you put your energy into. It's something you connect with. Well, you can have a god of limitation. And which ones are you connecting to that are actually needing to be stopped? So that way you're no longer feeding that fear.
That's
All
like
right.
having different idols, right?
Correct. We basically, people are trying to avoid idols, but like they've made their fears an idol, which I find funny, because I'm like, oh, you're so glued to your fear that you can't actually free yourself from it, because you're like idolizing it. If it's always on your mind and it's always there in your face, that's you idolizing it, right? So yeah, thank you, Michelle, for sharing that. All right, and the final one, go on a miracle hunt. I love this. I'm super excited. In fact, I did it just yesterday. I was like, go on a miracle hunt in my bedroom, and I listed like 10 things. So what you're going to do is take stock of everything, every blessing that has happened in your life. So I'll tell you, I think I was like, I love vinegar because it helped me clean my bathtub. I use vinegar and baking soda. So I was like, yeah, I'm really grateful for vinegar and baking soda. And then another miracle, because like I just have it right there for $1. Back in the day, they never had vinegar at as that resource. I'm over here and I can get it like that. So to me, that's a miracle compared to those who didn't have that, right? And then how much magic have you been blessed with? Everything is magic. Everything. So in what ways?
Yep.
Like your cup is magical, right? Somebody's mind said, I want to create a blue and white cup with this specific blue patterning. Yep. And they were like, let's put it on a cup. And that went from somebody's mind to you. That's magic, man. That's like really magical. And then somebody was like, hey, I want to create this thing that I can eat things with. And it's like a spoon, but they didn't have the name yet. Like, I think of these things all the time. I was in the car wash the other day and I was like, who was the first person that like was like, I don't want to do this by hand anymore. I want to create these spinning things that are going to automatically walk people's cars. Like, and I actually went and looked it up. Somebody named Thompson. So and he was great. It was like 1950 55. I like did a whole thing on it, and it was out of the blue, but I just like look up random things because I'm like, we are blessed with so much that is normal for us as like standard living that didn't exist until someone magically took it from here to creation in front of me. Like this computer, this phone, all of it. So yeah, that's what I would say. Go on a magic hunt. A miracle hunt is what it was called. All right. So I'm going to close up with a couple affirmations. These affirmations are in the Facebook group as like a post. And I think I'm going to pin those as well, because I've decided that with every human design happening post that I create, each time that there's a new shift, different gate that we enter into, I'm going to also create the affirmations with it. And I actually really fun win, you guys. I've already created them for the rest of the month as well as the beginning of March. So I'm like, yeah, I spent like, I don't know, I created like 11 posts and pre-posted them. They're scheduled and I'm really stoked for what's like happening in the group. I just, yeah. So keep an eye out for all of that. And then between now and our full moon, we've also got gate 37, the gate of peace. That's finding inner peace. You'll find the post for that. We'll also have the gate of curiosity. And that is it before the full moon. So we're going to finish up gate 55, faith. And then we're going to go into the gate of peace, gate 37, and then we'll go into the gate 63 of curiosity. So this is the wave. And oh my gosh, I just realized one of our words for our intention was curiosity for the month. That's so cool. I'm like, I didn't even intentionally do that. You guys created that with me. Yay. Okay. Any thoughts or questions before we go? And yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Will you share with me one of the affirmations, please?
Did I not do that?
You didn't say it out loud.
Okay. I said it in my head. Okay.
I
You
wasn't
can't mind
hearing
me
you
doing that?
loud enough. I need you to be a little bit louder when you say it in your head.
Okay, thank you. I am divinely supported. I'm gonna mute you again, Michelle. I know that all my needs and desires are being fulfilled. My trust in my support allows me to create beyond the limitation of what others think is possible. And my faith shows me the way. Okay,
So that's so crazy
yeah. Why?
because that goes right along with Matthew, oh my gosh, either 19, 20, or 21, where it's part of scripture where they say, where most say it's impossible with God, it's not impossible. So it's just that kind of flashed in my head. And then you're like, then you gave the faith one too. I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
I love it. Yeah, so my trust in my support allows me to create beyond the limitation of what others think is possible. And my faith shows me the way. I use my emotional energy as the source of my creative power. My frequency of faith lifts others up and opens up a greater world of possibility. So this faith is like a really big deal. It's like a huge aspect of creation altogether. If you don't have the faith in the first place, you're not really getting anywhere. And it's not just faith in yourself. It's faith in an outside source of some sort. It doesn't matter what you call it, just that you're not doing this alone, that you are loved, you are held, you are supported. And so there are some people, they have faith crisis, whether it's because of religious trauma, whether it's because of past childhood experiences. Faith gets hindered. If that's the case for you, not you guys, but I'm saying anybody watching the replay, go to trees, go to air, go to the sun, go to earth itself. These are tangible or like things that you can actually see as reassurances that you are actually held and supported. Because if you did not have oxygen, you would not be able to breathe. If you did not have the sun, we would not exist. We would perish. If we didn't have the earth, well, we wouldn't have anywhere to be. So literally, these are ways to anchor in the faith that you are supported. Because the biggest problem typically is of why people are not making decisions, or they're making misaligned decisions, is that they feel they are doing it alone. And the truth is we're not. In some way, we are fully supported. It's just a matter of going on a miracle hunt. So, all right, awesome. Was that it? That sounds healing. Wait, what did the bath?
Yeah, the foot bath when you were talking about the forgiveness.
Yeah. I like it a lot. All right, well, I appreciate you, ladies. Anything else before we go?
No,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. I'll see you next week for the book club for the Magdalene manuscript. And then I will get posted in the group what our next book is, so you can order it within the next week so we can start on time. And then in 2 weeks we'll have the full moon. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Lucy. Come on.